in some of the passing game. We got to do a better job in the running game. Defensively, we've got to do a better job in some of the coverage things. But overall, it's a good first win, a good learning experience, and things to move forward with.
Mike, did you see a common theme in the breakdowns in the coverage? Or
excuse me?
Did you see any kind of common theme in the breakdown of the coverage? Or
we had a couple, that are not typical of us. That two of them were pretty easy, and we had one that was a hard one that we didn't handle the right way.
What was the impact you saw right away from Sheldon Richardson and how he worked with Wimball Joseph?
Yeah, Sheldon played very well. Rushed the passer well. Played the run good. I told him I hadn't seen that guy before. He came out and played really, really well.
How does it help your ends when you get a lot of push from a guy in the middle?
Well, the one sack that Donnell got, Sheldon actually knocked the quarterback off the spot and back up into Donnell, and he got a sack on that one. So, those are the kind of things that happen.
A couple of throws that Cousins made were in some pretty tight windows. The 2 touchdown passes, the one to Morgan. Is that just guts, or is that the talent that he has to make those throws?
Well, he's pretty accurate, and the one to Rudolph was a tight window, the one to Diggs, and like the one to Morgan. Yeah, he's been doing it in practice too. He throws in the tight places. When he needs to hum it, he can hum it. And there's another throw in there. I can't remember which one it was, but he hummed that one in there pretty good too. So yeah, I thought it's probably a little bit both.
He said his
guts and a little bit of arm talent.
He said his mentality is also to throw guys open, to throw it and they'll make themselves open. That's kind of a trust thing that he's already made with them.
Yeah, he's I think he's developing good rapport with all the guys really. But he moved well in the pocket last night or yesterday, whenever it was. Got a couple scrambles which were good. So anytime you can do that, it helps. Some of the man coverage stuff that the defense does.
On a couple of those scrambles, what were they doing to get him out of the pocket so quickly?
Really, it was one of the scrambles. He was just climbing in the pocket like he's supposed to do, and it opened up and he took off. I'm trying to remember the other one, but typically that's what happens. You step up in the pocket and you see a clearing and you take off. There might be a man coverage and run with their backs to you.
And Mike, what do you think about the communication with the offensive line?
I think it was pretty good. There was some communication that we got to clean up, but I think for the most part it was good.
How do you think they handled some of those twists that broke their edge early?
Yeah, a little. I think a little bit. There was a couple that happened on the left side that we were late getting back to, but it's part of it.
Mike McCarthy said earlier today that he wouldn't confirm that Aaron Rodgers will start at quarterback Sunday. What are the challenges this week if you don't know who Green Bay's quarterback is going to be?
I don't know. I just started watching, so I can't really tell you anything about that yet. I just started watching.
What are your impressions of what Rodgers did last night? Obviously everybody's talking about that comeback.
Yeah, I don't have a TV, so I don't watch it.
Like in the years that you have faced Rodgers, how much has his mobility kind of disrupted what you've tried to do on certain times in the game?
Yeah, it's tremendous. The guy's an unbelievable player. He's obviously, I don't want to say anybody's the best, but he's pretty darn close to being the best guy. His arm is unbelievable, and I still remember when I played him in a preseason game in Cincinnati. He ducked under a guy, spun, rolled to his right, and threw about a 30-yard dart on the sideline over there. And I said, "Holy crap!" And since that day, I've had the utmost respect for this guy. He can make every throw. He's smart. He's tough, obviously. So he's a great player.
Mike, was that game his first preseason game was against you guys, wasn't it? When he became the starter after Favre?
Well, that game, I believe, we played them in another, I think that game, as I remember talking to Coach McCarthy a little bit before the game about it. That was his first year, I think that was a preseason.
Yeah,
And then the next year, I think it was a preseason game too, we played them.
but the throw.
It was at our place. That one you're talking about was at their place. I
Yeah,
think,
the throw you're talking about was
In
second
Cincinnati.
year in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He's still, you can watch any tape with him, see those throws now.
So you didn't see what he did last night on tape even in the second
I
half?
did just finish watching it, yeah.
And your thoughts on?
Yeah, it's remarkable. I mean, the guy's unbelievable. I mean, there aren't enough superlatives to say about this guy. He's just amazing. Receivers did a great job as well. You know, I thought the offensive line blocked really well at the end. So, you know, we're gonna have our hands full, so.
The first full game with Kirk and Coach Flip, how did you think Coach Flip did with the play calling?
Yeah, good. He did good. You know, I thought he, you know, there's always some that you want back. I mean, there's a bunch I want back from yesterday too, but, you know, I think, it's a good first start and moving forward, I think, you know, we both try to iron out things that we feel like should have done this or should have done that. So, you know, I think it was good.
Would you like to see anything improve from those 2-minute drills?
Well, you know, the part of it there was, you know, probably me, I told Flip I didn't want to give him the ball back, you know, at the end of the first half there, we were back there on the 10-yard line or something, and, you know, we're just trying to get the first down, and really, you're not thinking field goal at that time, you know, and then we got into, you know, around the plus minus 45 or something, you know, and I was still at that time thinking about letting the clock run out. I mean, things were going pretty good, and so we gave it one chance, and then I can't remember. Oh, we tried to throw the screen, and we lost like 5 yards, and then at that point, I just said, heck with it.
Like the plays they were able to hit the Kittle, how much did the play fakes they ran have an effect on?
A lot. I mean, a lot. They, you know, it was misdirection this way, misdirection that way. Then somebody sneaking out the backside, somebody sneaking out the front side. You know, we practiced a lot of them, but it was. You know, it happened so much faster in the game. They were so much flatter than we anticipated. So, and they did some good things scheme-wise as well. So we need to, you know, we need to make the adjustments quicker than what we did.
How big a weapon can Dalvin be at catching passes out of the backfield? A lot of pass attempts yesterday.
Yeah, good. You know, when, you know, like, again, that team plays a certain style of defense. It makes it tough to run the ball on. And they play, you know, a little looser in the underneath coverage part. And so when you get a chance, you know, and he took a couple, he caught the ball and got around the linebacker to the perimeter a couple times, which may ends up being big gains. So I think he had a 15-yard and a 14-yard or 16 and 14 or something yard catches. So those are all good.
Anything stand out to you about the game Mike Hughes had when you watched it back?
You know, he did some good things, and, you know, he had a couple mistakes. You know, a couple of plays that they hit on us were things that he just blanked out on. But he was competitive. You know, when he got up there, he typically challenged the receivers. You know, a lot of young guys, when they go in there and they're playing their first game, they're going to play a little bit cautious, and he wasn't like that at all.
Do you expect
He tries to be, you know, he tries to be too perfect all the time. Sometimes, you know, because he wants to do everything right. So sometimes he tries to be a little bit too perfect, you know, instead of just using his ability in some of those things.
Do you expect Trey Waynes to practice this week?
I do.
Is Avion Collins, are you considering that? Is that a long-term injury or anything?
It is.
Did you expect him to be out for the year?
Yes. Tweak that.
When you went back and looked at the way that the defensive line rotated, what was your assessment on that?
We need to get the rotation down a little bit better, I think. But I have confidence on those guys. You know, Jalil, Bauer, Weatherly, Perry. I have confidence, and we just need to. And we've talked about it, doing a little bit better job of how we're gonna handle it.
Could you see how that maybe helped the first unit stay fresh throughout that game, or do you think that that's gonna be more of a, as the season progresses?
I think a little of both. I think we'll do a better job with it, and I think, it'll help us down the road, but it'll also help us in these particular games. Now, this week will be hard, because then we'll have substitute, but we'll just have to get out there and go.
With the news on Collins, how do you feel this affects your depth on the offensive line, and what is this kind of, is Brian O'Neill ready to step up, maybe take a bigger role potentially?
Well, AC's a good football player, we're gonna miss him, but, we're gonna continue to build depth, we're gonna continue to push, and I think O'Neill's getting better, yes.
I have time for two more. You mentioned wanting to run the ball better than you did yesterday. What do you think went into that, and what can you?
Well, sometimes we didn't get to the second level, and they were lined up a little bit different, and some of the linebacker was shaded a little further away, and all those things determine your calls, so when these two guys are trying to get those two guys, if he's way over here, and then he moves on the snap, we have to be able to see it a little bit quicker. So I think some of that was, I thought we had some good runs, but I thought, we didn't get to the linebacker enough.
You saying linemen see it quicker, or the quarterback? Your quarterback.
Lineman.
Yeah.
With Sheldon, you said that was kind of the first time you saw that from him. Was that just preseason mode versus regular season mode, or is he just making big advances?
Now it's on tape, and I know what he's gonna look like and what he's supposed to look like, so, no, but he played very, very well. He was strong at the point of attack in the running game. He made a lot of tackles. He played real hard, pushed the pocket. There was two times when he took the guy with one hand and knocked him back. So he played really, really well. We need him to continue to play like that.